A world the size of Mars is falling out of the sky. It is not slowing down. In a few hours, one of these two planets stops existing. This is the day Earth got a twin and ate it. Rewind 30 million years. Every rock this old was born with a tiny hourglass sealed inside it. One rare metal, hafnium, trickles into another, tungsten. The sand never speeds up, and it never slows down. So scientists cracked open the oldest rocks, measured how much sand had fallen, and read the date of the crash, 4.5 billion years ago. Barely a heartbeat after Earth itself began forming. The infant solar system is still full of debris, and Earth is still being built out of it. Earth is not alone out here, sharing almost the same orbit as another young world. Smaller, but not small. About 1/10 of Earth's mass, roughly the size of Mars. If Earth were a basketball, this other planet would be a grapefruit resting right beside it. Astronomers call it Theia, after the mythical mother of the moon. Has any telescope ever seen it? None ever will. For a few million years, the two worlds share a lane, like two cars easing down an empty highway. Can two planets really orbit that close and never touch? For a while, yes. Then gravity stops being patient. Theia doesn't hit Earth head-on. It clips it, a glancing blow, at something like 45 degrees, more sideswipe than head-on crash. But at planetary scale, even a sideswipe vaporizes a world. Earth's outer layers melt into a global ocean of liquid rock. Theia's iron heart sinks straight down and merges with Earth's own core. So today, part of the iron beneath your feet may have started out on another planet. The wreckage doesn't just fall back down. Some of it is thrown into orbit, hot enough to glow, cool enough to eventually be a moon. How long does it take a moon to build itself out of debris? Nobody fully agrees. Some models say about a month, others say mere hours. A stranger model says closer to 1,000 years. That model paints a huge, donut-shaped haze of vaporized rock. Scientists call it a synestia. For a while, Earth and Theia shared one glowing body, with no clear edge between them. However it happened, the result sat close. The infant moon hung roughly 20,000 kilometers away, 10 times nearer than it is tonight, big enough to cover half the sky. Spin the planet underneath it, and one day lasted about 5 hours. A full sunrise to sunrise, in less time than a work shift. Earth had built itself a companion. So why does that companion look less like a stranger's world and more like a copy of Earth's own? Here's the problem. If the moon really formed from that wreckage, computer models say it should carry a heavy dose of Theia's own material. By some counts, most of it. But scientists compared oxygen atoms locked inside Apollo moon rocks to oxygen atoms from Earth's own mantle. The two fingerprints matched almost perfectly, often to within a few parts per million. Two different planets should not share a fingerprint that precise. So which is true? One camp says Theia simply formed at nearly the same distance from the sun as Earth, same neighborhood, close to the same raw ingredients from day one. Another camp blames the synestia, that shared donut-shaped haze from a few minutes ago. Stir two planets together that thoroughly before anything could harden, and their fingerprints were bound to match. Both ideas are still being argued in journals right now. Neither is settled. But in 2023, a different clue turned up. Not on the moon, almost 2,900 kilometers under your own feet. Every big earthquake rings the earth like a bell, and the echoes draw a picture of the inside. Scans built from earthquake waves had already mapped two continent-sized blobs, down where Earth's mantle meets its core. They are denser than the rock around them, each one taller than 100 Everests stacked on end. So what were they? Then a team re-ran the impact in a computer model. Theia's mantle came out 2 to 3.5% denser than young Earth's, dense enough to sink through a molten planet. And the model says it would settle in exactly those spots and stay there. Earth did not just gain a moon that day. It may have kept a piece of the twin it swallowed, sitting under the crust to this very hour. A world the size of Mars once fell out of the sky. It did not slow down, and it did not survive, not as itself. almost 2,900 kilometers beneath your feet, a piece of Earth's twin may still be sitting exactly where it landed. On Earth's calendar, the day has already turned to January the 4th. That falling sky never really left. Earth kept the world it swallowed. Next time, that new companion didn't just light the sky, it saved the Earth, before life even existed. Earth's first days are a long story, and that was one of them. The rest of the arc is on the playlist, Birth of a Planet,